3, 4.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this episode number 243 of the Good Morning Guys podcast.
Yeah!
Thank you so much. Woohoo! Thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we talk about the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and to play. I am one of your hosts there, the Brazilian Mountaineer Transition Ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. Yeehaw! And to my left and my right, the judge, jury, and executioner of that there fake news and spoilers, Patrick E. Novosel.
I'm on your left and my right.
That's right.
I'm
in
on
front of
my
me.
right. Like,
Yeah,
not
you're right too.
right.
Yeah.
Man, this is just so fantastic. I'm just ready to get her done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all right. We are the Jedi Southern Survivors tonight. We're the only ones left. Old Ronnie Gerhantis, the guy that's a volleyball and beast of the East who can make you laugh in 3 words or less or your money back, well, he's gone. And then along with him, the other member of the GMG quadfector, who's on sabbatical, and temporarily deceased. He's dead. He's got music in his heart. Doctor Who on his brain and La Coretta in his old stomach. That's Carcass Boucher himself. He's gone.
He's
gone too.
He's just
Poor
a
old soul.
Yeah,
We miss him so much.
God
and
bless
his facts.
heart.
I need his facts sometimes.
We need him to keep us on track.
I know. He would have already just been shaking his head by now, and he would have been speaking in a normal voice much earlier. He'd be like, "Hey, y'all," and then he's like, "Okay, guys, serious talk." If you're new to us, joiner, this may be the first time we start in Southern.
You just said joiner, and I thought it was a fake word because you kept saying like sabbatiker and trifector.
Yeah,
And a joiner.
Exactly. A journer. Yeah, and if you're not new, well, I don't know what else to tell you at this point. Like, you're doing this to yourself. You've done this to yourself. I don't know why you're still here, but we're glad you're here. Either way, this morning it is just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
You and I.
You sound like Count Chocula. You and I. Or Countula.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Count. Wait.
Oh, he's just the Count. He's not Count.
He's the Count. Yeah.
He's the
D.
I am Countula.
Countula.
Countula. Yeah, we're having fireside chat. Except so far, it's not very firesidey. So it's fine. That's how we do it. It's our flavor flav. Patrick, do you want to start? Do you want me to start? Do you want the joiners to start?
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and start because I'm going to talk about something I usually never talk about.
Oh, good. Let's put a pin in that for a second.
Okay. All right.
Let's go and see what. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Oh,
Actually,
no. I thought you were okay.
I am serious. No, I am.
Let's put a pin in that pin and let me continue.
Put a pin in my pin? Can you do that?
It's like splitting an arrow when you're like.
Ooh, so you're the Robin Hood of podcasting.
Yeah.
We are the men in tights.
We're men in tights.
Tights. Okay, go ahead.
No, so
after you.
I never talk about work because it's work. You know what I mean? I go to work, come home, family time, game, things like that. So
yeah.
So a couple years ago, I started at my company, and I came in to create a new team, and we've been pretty successful so far. We're growing. We're adding to staff. We're supporting new teams at my company. So it's doing really, really well. And so I'm kind of putting my stamp at the company as, building this team and
building their legacy.
And so there's come an opportunity to help build another team and lead this team to where this team would be don't know the title yet because we're early in the stages. We need to present this to leadership to build a interpreter service. And
really,
yes.
Interesting.
So right now on my team, I have a Spanish speaking representative.
Okay.
And I'm currently in the process of hiring another Spanish speaking representative. And if it all works out and that person comes aboard, then that will kick off this whole project of creating a new team.
I thought you were going to go a different direction with the kick. That is going to kick some. I was like, where are you going with this? Yes, that would kick off.
Yeah,
it would another team. Nice.
Yes, and so it would be something I've never done before, which is really, really exciting to see what all the things that would change. I speak a little Spanish. Un poco,
dude,
but
if you ever have to answer in Spanish when you're filling in for one of your interpreters, please record it. And we are going to put it on the podcast.
Translating, they're like,
you're like,
no
hola, mi llamo
no
Patricky.
So yeah, it's really exciting. It's in the development stages right now, and we're looking to get approval, but from what the rumblings have been, is they're looking forward to it as well. So awesome. I just need to do that. Really, really exciting stuff there.
Now, if you're doing the Spanish, you might as well go the French route too. And that there, Marc Boucher, I mean, he's got that covered. Voulez-vous que chalaba, or tout le fruit.
Yeah. Does he speak a lot of French? Or
I thought so. Doesn't he?
I
think he's quasi-fluent.
Quasi? Like Moto?
He was French. So that's what I meant.
Okay. All
French.
Right.
He speaks French like Quasimodo. Yes, master. I'll get it right away.
And so so that's going on. And another thing at work, I've never been a part of negotiating a contract before.
Ooh,
there's a contract that we've had with one of our vendors for over 20 years, and it needs to be updated because they don't have like a customer service addendum to the contract. And I am leading that project of creating a contract. And I'm like, I don't know anything about negotiation tactics and all that stuff. Like, so I have to do, like, they gave me what they proposed, and so I have to bring that proposal to a bunch of VPs and say, hey, this is what they're doing. These are my thoughts. This is what I'm going to agree. These are what I'm going to push back on. What are your thoughts? And then bring that back to the vendor and say, hey, this is what based on your proposal, this is what our counter proposal is going to be. So I have never done that before. So some things that are getting me out of my comfort zone, allow me to grow, develop into, I do want to continue to grow. I do want to climb the ladder and things like that. But these types of opportunities are really exciting right now. And another reason why, like, it's just so much fun to go to work, because these things are just, it's like I said, it's something I've never done before, and in order for me to grow, I have to do these things. Good, get out of my comfort zone.
Good opportunity. Yeah.
So I was like, when I first saw that they were like, hey, we're gonna get a new contract. So I bring it up to my boss's boss, and my boss's boss was like, well, that's for you and your boss to handle. I'm like, okay. And then my boss was like, no, that's you.
Oh, Jesus, like getting caught between mom and dad.
I was like,
it's like, no, go talk to your mother. Go, I don't do this, that part. Your mother's in charge of that.
So it just fell in my lap, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it the best that I can. So, exciting stuff going on at work.
I believe in you. You got this. And when someone gives you a little issue about it, you just be like, I object, veto. Start throwing veto around.
Yeah.
It's an important word to use.
The things you say at work is like, they're like, hey, that's pretty good. Why don't we touch base in about a week? We'll circle back, and then and then we'll collaborate on this issue and promote synergy.
I like where your head's at. I like it. I like where your head's at. Yeah, you're cooking something up here. So just let's mull over it and put a pin in it.
Marinate on it.
Cover that in butter and then just slap it on both sides of the grill.
And then the person I'm talking to is like, "Are you okay?"
You're like, I'm so hungry right now.
Are you hungry? Like, do you need a lunch?
Lunchtime? Yeah, good.
So work has been going pretty well lately. So really
nice.
Enjoying it. On the life front, on the old Earl front, I guess I'm still on Earl. Yeah. Well, this past weekend, my daughter was a part of a choir competition.
Okay.
For her middle school.
That's
and
cool.
So, yeah.
You know what, Patrick, let's put a pin in that.
All
Speaking of real life, Tom Pollan said that his real life this week was boring. Really. Which is good.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, boring is good. Boring is best, as Ryan Reynolds puts it in The Hitman's Bodyguard. Boring is best.
As quoted by the wise man himself, old RR.
Railroad Martin.
Railroad Reynolds. All right. Patrick. No, you're Patrick. Tom also said, also Tim, is his real name. In Iffle, he wrapped up Burning Shores, the DLC for Horizon Forbidden West. Well worth it if you like Forbidden West. He picked up Disney Speedstorm.
Oh, man, I've been wanting to try that out. There's like a 2-hour free trial on PS Plus Premium right now. So
premium.
It's right now, it's weird. It's like, it was supposed to be free to play, but they're doing early access, and to get into early access right now, it's like $30 to do that.
Yeah.
And then they're like later this year, early next year, they'll bring it out to free to play. So right now, it's what I hear. It's like there's like 8 different currencies in that game.
Dude. Tom Pollan said it's better than Mario. Seriously.
It looks clean.
Better than Mario. I haven't seen a thing on it, but I love Mario Kart, but you give me a Disney kart racer?
I think each Disney character has their own like powers. So it's like, it's not like everybody has like those question mark boxes to get powers. I think every character has their own special powers, which is kind of cool. I like that mechanic there.
Yeah, me too. Can you please hold? My daughter needs her phone unlocked because
We'll tell her to put a pin in that.
After
it's bedtime.
After 9:30, she's not allowed to use it, so I need to unlock it. So with that being said, just want to also add it has crossplay, the Disney Speedstorm.
Yeah.
And he said, "Have a good week, everyone."
All right.
So
all right, Tom. Yeah.
Now we can take the pin out of your story about your daughter's choir. While I choir dance off. While I take care of my daughter's.
Wait, are you going to be leaving and I'm going to be talking to nobody? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm still going to be here, so I'm going to pretend to listen while I navigate this here technology.
Just put in the 4-digit code or the face. Like, what do you mean? You have to unlock the phone.
Well, I have to press buttons on my dad controls. I'm like Big Brother. Like I have the controls.
Okay.
Earlier today, we couldn't find her at school and we needed to leave. So I just started beeping her phone with this app and like just making it beep, beep, beep until she answered me. All right. It's pretty funny. So I didn't have to call her. I didn't have to do anything. I just hit the play the sound.
You paged her. That's what you did.
It's pretty much, yeah. It's like her beeper. It's now a beeper. Downtime.
Okay. All right. Yeah, but
continue.
So Claire had a choir competition this past weekend, and so we went and we got there a few minutes early. We saw the team or choir group that was right before her. There were like 8 people. Okay, and they sounded all right. And then, so they got off the stage, and then Claire's group got on there, and they had like 38 people in their choir group. And it was like they just kept coming. I'm like, I didn't realize how big her choir group was.
Isn't there a size, like a number limit?
I don't know.
We accept everyone. Everyone's voice is beautiful.
I mean, it started off with this guy did a solo to lead off it all. And then this choir, like the baritones, bass, also sopranos, they all had their own like section, and they were like doing like that. That one like group would start singing, and the other group would come in, and it was
blending
just like
together.
It was blending. It was so real. It was so good, and I was blown away by how good it was. And I'm like, okay, they crushed it. They absolutely crushed it. So they got off the stage. They did two songs. Got off the stage. And then they were going to go to Kings Island, which is the Cincinnati Music Park, and we didn't go. We didn't go because they were going to go. The award ceremony was at Kings Island, and
that's a cool place to do an award show.
Yeah. So Claire was able to go because she's part of the group. You know how much it costs for anybody else, like family members, to go? $40. a person.
$40.
So it would have cost us $120 to go see an award ceremony. We're like,
dang.
You know what? Nah,
that's a lot of Long John Silvers. There's no way you're going to do that.
So we didn't go. Instead, we were out in like 40 minutes away from where we live. So we're in a part of town we're never near. So we were like, it's lunchtime. Let's go grab some lunch at a local place. And so we found a food truck that was called Wicked Pickle. And I was like,
that's a cool name.
4.8 out of 5 stars on Yelp. And I'm like, all right, this has got to be pretty good. We get there and they have macaroni and cheese, tater tots, Cuban sandwiches.
I've never had a Cuban sandwich.
Pretty good. I'll tell you what.
Pretty good, man.
I'll tell you what, man.
It's pretty good. Cuban sandwich. Well, how's it different than like Reuben or?
I think they put like Dijon mustard on it. That kind of gives it that little spice.
Gives a little kick. Is it the same kind of meat and bread, or is it different kinds of meats and bread than
ciabatta
a Reuben?
bread. Came with ciabatta bread.
Okay, all right. That's different than a Reuben's is rye bread, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rye?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and then what kind of meat is on a Cuban sandwich besides Cuban meat?
Ham and capicola or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, capicola.
I don't know.
It's a capicola.
Yeah, so it was good.
Okay,
and
cool.
so
I don't know what that means, but
I was like,
it sounds good.
Clark loves pickles. Let's get him a pickle. Guess what's not on the menu?
No.
Yeah.
Not a single Wicked Pickle on the Wicked Pickle menu?
The only thing is deep fried pickles. Like those little,
you didn't want one of those?
Those are good, but I'm like, that is the only pickle option on the menu is deep fried pickles. You don't have pickle. Like, I got a Cuban sandwich, and I was expecting a pickle spear.
A pickle spear, yeah.
No, I didn't get one.
What?
Yeah. Like, it was a huge letdown.
Wow.
The macaroni and cheese came out like Luke cold.
Hey, don't be dissing the Lukes and the Lucases around here, okay? Luke cold? That's not how it works, buddy. Don't be dragging us down with the cold food.
It was like colder than room temperature. It was just like, I'm like, this isn't.
Ew.
Yeah, I was like,
slightly chilled.
I mean, to be honest, let's be honest. I ate it. It was good, but it would have been better if it was warmer.
You should have been like, hey, can you pop this back in the microwave for a minute?
You gotta have a microwave in there somewhere, right?
Yeah, you gotta be able to warm that up. Yeah. Can you fry this up in the deep fryer? Warm up my mac and cheese, fry it up.
Yeah. It was a little bit of a letdown, but it was a nice day. So there was like a walking trail. So we did a little about a mile and a half of walking, which was really nice.
You got to walk off some of that mac and cheese.
Yeah. And then we got home. Claire came home. She got first place. Her group got first place.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Good
for them.
Yeah. I asked her if they got individual trophies. She said no, just a school got a trophy. So I guess they're going to display that in the...
Still.
Yeah. So that's really cool. Really, really
That's
cool.
awesome. That's some of my favorite memories from school back in the day. I was a part of... I did sports and music stuff, so doing choir was really, really a blast for me. Like you were talking about the parts, like I was the anchor for... one of the anchors for the bass, like just getting down deep, you know?
Right.
And it was so fun, like singing the parts and traveling with the choir. And I did a church choir that traveled around all over West Virginia. And then with the high school, we traveled a lot around West Virginia, Ohio. Man, that's really cool. That's fun. I hope she keeps it up.
Yeah, so she enjoys that. And then in a couple weeks, she's got a dance recital, and she does like 3 dances. She does jazz, ballet, and tap. So she's going to have a recital here soon. And recitals are usually like 4 hours long. That's what I'm used to. So I don't know if this is the same thing or if it's going to be a less of a time.
Take that Steam Deck.
I know, right? I know.
You're like, Mel, just bump me when it's Claire's turn, okay?
Got to play my Jedi Survivor, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right, Jedi Southern Survivor. Got to kill them ducks with my lightsaber.
Speaking of games, I've only been playing WWE 2K22 or 23 or 23.
Whoa, you took a step back there. You're like, I felt like playing old school, so I broke out last year's game.
Yeah. No, I had so I threw it. I was gonna play Jedi Survivor last night. I got it from GameFly. I'm like, sweet. So I go put it in the PlayStation 5. Come upstairs, and the wife and I are watching Castle. I don't know if you've ever seen this show before.
Castle is hilarious.
What?
Have you never watched it before?
I've never seen it before.
Oh,
and
man.
My wife
That's one of our favorite shows, mine and Mindy's. She watched it through, and then she was like, "We got to watch this together," and we watched it through again.
So I'm watching it, and Nathan Fillion,
he is hilarious.
I'm like, there was an episode where they were doing like a national treasure hunt kind of thing.
He is Nathan Drake.
He is Nathan Drake. Why he was not Nathan Drake is beyond me. Like, he is such a perfect actor for Nathan Drake.
Totally.
It's because he's not a big of a draw as Mark Wahlberg and, the small little Spider-Man dude, you know what I mean?
Small little Spider-Man dude. Did you see the fan film that they made where Nathan Fillion
I've watched that multiple times. It's so perfect. He's so perfect in that role.
He's so good.
But yeah, so like we've been watching Castle, and that's she watches way more. It's a procedural show, so I can jump in and jump out and not have to worry about missing anything.
I will say the last few seasons you do need to watch most of the episodes because it gets pretty like they really step up the story and like lots of stuff connect and it gets really. I mean, I think it keeps getting better with time. Like I don't know how far in she is or you are or how many seasons you're in, but that's a good quality show. We're
to the tail end of season 6 now. So I don't know how many seasons there are.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
But yeah, cool. So so I went up there, started watching that, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go down and play some video games. Came down, and my PS5 didn't have enough memory for Jedi Survivor, so it was just sitting there.
It was just
not
sitting
installing,
there.
not downloading a patch or anything. So I was like, oh. So I didn't get to play last night, so I ended up playing some Apex. So I'm gonna get back into Jedi Survivor tonight.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, are you really playing? I didn't know that you could
change hairstyles.
You could change his hairstyle and stuff. So are you going to play that whole time?
No.
With the mullet and the Fu Manchu?
No.
It's going to be so hard to take him seriously if it's just like talking and interacting with the Sith people and looking like
no, if you could change his voice to
Southern boy,
Southern
dude,
boy,
Southern drawl,
then I might continue on because that would just be stupidly hilarious.
Yeah, that would be really funny.
Yeah,
for sure.
But that's it for me.
That's it for you?
Yeah.
Well, that's not it for us because I guess I'm Whitney now. Our very own Black as SD, aka Whitney, had this to say.
Yeah.
To share with you and me.
Okay.
And the sycamore tree.
Ooh. Are we in the sycamore tree? Are we up there?
We are. I mean, can't you see my ceiling? It's that wood paneling is made of sycamore wood. So and my cabinets.
You just ruined the giving. The giving tree just gave that to you.
It did. It was so giving. Anyways, Whitney, Black as SD, had this to say: Earl, work is going bananas. He must work at a grocery store or a zoo with the monkeys.
Now, let's put a pin in that. Have you ever heard of that? Okay. Have you ever heard of the comedian Mike Birbiglia?
What? Wicked Pickle?
Mike Birbiglia. He does a little bit. He's like, I don't know how to spell the word banana. He's like B-A-N-A. Bana. No. B-A-N-A-N-A-N-A. Banana. Dang. That's all his bit is.
That's his bit? Oh my gosh.
It's so funny.
All right. Yeah. I mean, that's probably funny. I believe you.
Just the way he does it, because he's so soft-spoken. He like whispers it, and he's like, dang.
Some people, more than others, are convincing idiots.
Yeah. Kind of like you can take a pin out of my joke now.
All right. I'm taking it right out. Boop. So anyways, had a rough weekend of being on call for maintenance emergencies. Had a call on Sunday that lasted from 12:30 a.m. until 10:20 a.m. Gross.
That
is like, that's nasty. That's like 10 hours through the night. I've never stayed up like that except for Extra Live Stream, and that was fun. And I still wanted it to be over by the end.
Now you're having fun too.
I can't imagine working that. Whew. So bad for sleep, but good for me because I don't have to be here on Friday. There you go.
There you go.
He said, Iffle, more D2 shenanigans. Old Destiny 2. Trying to gild my Conqueror title. I don't know what that means. So that means making it shiny.
Sounds important.
It sounds like he's trying to make his title look shinier, prettier.
Yes.
but he said he did the 6 seasonal Nightfall strikes on the hardest difficulty.
Great. That's
good job,
impressive.
Little buddy. Good job, little buddy.
Impressive.
Yeah. But I'm sure that's hard. That sounds.
Yeah, I mean, anything on the hardest difficulty
usually is difficult.
Yeah.
So, goes without saying.
Was that like a raid? Was that like a 4-hour raid?
Nightfall strikes. I think that's, you can only play them at night.
That's what he was doing from 12:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m.
He had like a Steam Deck.
Working.
Well, is it? Yeah, quote unquote working, doing Nightfall strikes. Yeah, I think you have to play it at night and you're constantly falling. Kind of like Loki in Ragnarok when Doctor Strange
I've
puts
been
him through that
falling
portal.
for 30 minutes.
Exactly. So it's always at night and you're always falling and you strike others in whatever way you want to strike them. That's what it is.
If you're falling, the only way you can strike is like anime strike. It's got to have like that like wind behind you.
Yeah. It's kind of, I think it's baseball in Destiny 2. So you got to strike people out.
So you're baseball while falling? This is tough.
That sounds like a tough sport.
Hardest difficulty?
Actually, I'm pretty sure that's cricket, I think, is what it is.
Skydiving cricket? Yep,
that's how the British do it.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, we went on that way longer than I thought we would. He also
Mark's
jumped
not
back.
Here to stop us.
I know nobody's here to be like, okay, voice of reason.
Well, actually, cricket was originally played by the Vikings.
No, okay. Jump back into God of War. Speaking of Vikings, that game is just too dang good. You are so right, Whitney. We'll definitely have to get Ragnarok for sure, but that's going to have to be after Jedi Survivor once I pick that up.
Oh, man. That's nice. That's
Peace
a good...
and love, he said. He signed off. Peace and love.
Love you, Whitney.
Peace and love to you too, Whitney. All right. So with that being said, let's take a pin out of... What pin did I put in to do that one?
I don't know. You made a weird pin noise, like boop. Like
boop. Okay. I think I put a pin in the transition to me because I think it's my turn to show what's been going on.
That's right.
So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Marvel Snap.
That's the elephant in the room?
No, I just wanted to say
murder hornet in the room. Like, get it out of here.
Murder hornet. Are those still a thing? Like, are those still murder?
They've got to be. I don't know.
Are the murder hornets still out, like killing stuff, murdering stuff?
Probably. They're
terrible. Someone needs to take care of that.
Yeah, get one of those electric, rackets.
Oh, the electric rackets we have here.
Everyone gets an electric racket. It's like a governmental thing that everyone gets one.
Dude, that is a staple at the school where I work. At our school, I don't know, there's like a nursery for mosquitoes somewhere because they are constantly flowing onto the campus, into the classroom. We're in the teacher's lounge working, and all of a sudden someone gets up and is just like, looks like they're attacking the air. and so someone else is like, here's the racket, and they toss them the racket, and then there's like, pop, 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 pop.
Oh, such a satisfying sound.
Dude, it's so satisfying. And then the only other thing satisfying is when you're so desperate to destroy the mosquito that you either grab it in midair and crush it with your bare fist, or you just slap it. Like, I've backhanded practically a mosquito, knocked it to the ground, and then I just smash my foot and smear its ruins upon the floor, like just on the mountainside. It's very satisfying.
I would have done an elbow drop, a power bomb, or something
for
like
sure.
that. Yeah.
Pick up the table and just like roll, like overturn the table on top of it and be like, die, maggot.
That's too much, Pat. Stop it.
Yeah, you're overdoing it just a bit. What was I talking about?
You were taking a pin out of something.
Out of a mosquito. And then I put it back in and re-stabbed it again. It was awesome.
I don't know.
I don't either. Oh, Marvel Snap.
Oh, that's right.
No, I'm not going to say much about it. The latest season ended, and I've decided I'm just going to be a casual. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm going to have even less to say about it, Patrick. You're going to be happy. I'm only going to do my missions. I'm not worrying about rank, and I'm not getting any more season passes or getting extra cards. I'm just collecting the cards and playing casually. That's all.
All right. Well, what does that casual look like? Is that still like 30 hours a day for you, or
no? 30 minutes.
Oh, only 30 minutes?
Only 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, I can knock out all the missions for a day in 30 minutes, spread throughout like sun up to sundown. Okay. So, yeah. So there you go. That's all I'm going to say. Marvel Snap.
All right.
Still great game, but I'm not taking it as seriously anymore. Now, what I did take pretty seriously this last week was Vampire Survivors.
Oh, still on that, huh?
I wanted to take on death. Yeah. And I unlocked some more evolutions that were pretty fun. I did discover like this hidden grounds thing where I got this yellow coin or something that helped me unlock some other stuff. And now I can, it's something, I think it's like a yellow sign so that on the map I can see the hidden items.
Yes. Yep.
Yes. And so I went and around and in a few levels did the thing where you collect the gold ring and the silver ring. I collected I don't remember, the left and right. They're like red arrows. I don't know. They got weird names. But I was able to get I got the one where you can half the HP, like half the health of all the enemies. I did that. And it helped kill stuff faster. I didn't get the shroud though, where I become invincible. I was trying to get that. I had read up a little bit on that. I don't know if you got that and such, but
I got to the point where I got all levels, got all the characters. I just never beat death. I was just, at that point I had played so much of it that I was like, you know what? I've gotten enough. I've gotten my fill.
I think I've gotten to that point for the most part.
I played like 40 hours of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm quite to 40 hours. I haven't checked my time, so I can't really say what I'm at. But after this last week, this week I haven't really played that much. But I did, one of my goals was I wanted to face off against death and, hold my own. And I lasted a whole minute against death. And I was like running around like the little lance that shoots the stuff and freezes them, for a few seconds or whatever. Yeah. I was getting so lucky to where it kept freezing death for like 45 seconds. He wasn't touching me, and I was just chipping away at his health, but I couldn't tell what his health was.
Right.
I had the thing that halved his health, like cut his health in half, but I didn't have the invincibility shroud cloak deal. So I was very susceptible to getting killed, but I was able to hold my own, and then a second death popped up.
No.
And there were 2 deaths on the screen. I was like, well, I can't take both these guys on, and the other one killed me. So, but I lasted a whole minute. I made it to 31 minutes, and I was pretty happy.
Sounds like a 90s arcade machine where you're not allowed to win.
Right? Where they're just like, you got to insert more quarters, sucker. So, yeah. So Vampire Survivors, I don't know if I've definitely gotten, I did that, and I was like, well, that was cool, but
yeah.
It's a fun game. It's cool. It's, it's a roguelike, and I've unlocked pretty much everything. I think there's one more character to unlock, maybe a few more levels to do, but for the most part, also casual with that.
Yeah.
Besides that, I'm not sure what sits around the bin. I'd thought about Jedi, Southern Survivor, but I'm not sure yet if I want to purchase it now or wait.
I think right now with how many like glitches there are,
I've heard about that.
It might be good to wait. I'm glad I waited a few days for them to drop that first patch because it should clear up a lot of the issues that people were having with the glitches and the frame rate drops and things like that. So I'll probably have a much smoother experience in some.
For sure. Yeah, I heard a lot about the issues with that. I heard about issues with Redfall. I think. I don't know if it was glitches more than just... Have you played or seen anything about Redfall?
I have not played it. It doesn't look like a game for me. It's an open world vampire first person shooter. Like all of those things don't add up for me.
Right.
So I was like, oh, it's free on Game Pass. I might check it out. And then I was just seeing just numerous amounts of glitches and enemies just standing there, not doing anything, slow motion, falling through the map, whatever, what have you. It was all over the place. It looks hilarious. Like glitches like that don't stop me from playing games. I will play games. One of the worst games I've ever played is WWE 2K20.
Yeah,
and that was the glitchiest game. At every 30 minutes it would shut down on me. But I still love that game. That kind of thing. So. That kind of stuff doesn't bother me. It's just the setting of the game, like a lot of the stuff in the game. It's not for me. So I was just I would probably just check it out because it's free on Game Pass anyways. But it doesn't. I don't really care. I don't really care when things are glitchy or whatever.
Right. Yeah. I don't care about any kind of vampire
Like nothing. There's no other than Vampire Survivors. I guess I lied.
Yeah.
I have been
It's
playing Vampire Survivors, but
is
it's not the same.
Way different. Yeah.
Way different, right? Yeah. This one, I looked at some of it. I've heard people talk about it, and I think I'm more interested in playing it just because I've heard it's kind of lower quality than people were hoping, kind of janky and stuff. So I like the glitches.
Nice. It looks nice.
All right.
I just don't think it runs smooth.
I heard it tops at 30 frames per second.
Oh, I'm playing Jedi Survivor on 30 frames per second. I like the quality. I like the quality mode. You turn on the smoothing and
smoothies,
the smoothing on the TV, and it feels like it's 60 frames. Plus, I get the 4K, so that's the way I like to play it.
Okay, it's fair enough.
But if I'm doing like Forza, performance mode, 100%. Like I want a racing game to have run 60 frames per second.
That's got to be smooth and quick lack.
Right.
Yep. Cool. So that's me on the Iffle front. Not much is really happening, and even on the Earl front, I'll have to admit, I tried some new wafers the other day.
Slow week, huh?
No, but listen, these wafers. All right, I don't know if you're a wafer fan. I'm a huge fan
of vanilla wafers.
No,
those.
No, like the crunchy, like the inside of a Nutter Butter wafers, where there's a crisp, crispy, and then like not a sauce. That doesn't make any sense. Like a creaminess, and then a crispy wafer. I don't know.
I know what you're talking about now. Okay,
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
It's just a wafer. But you say vanilla wafer. I'm like, that's a vanilla wafer cookie.
Yeah,
a little different.
Right, that is way different.
But anywho, I'm a big fan of layered things, like baklava layered with, the crispy and the honey. So good. Lasagna, also layered. I'm a big fan of that. You give me something with layers, and I'm a fan.
Okay.
Onions even. I love onions now in my old age.
Acquired taste, yeah.
It is an acquired taste, but as an old man now, as a 40 plus old man,
there comes a time in your age where it's like, well, I guess I like onions now.
Yeah, I guess it's just the way it is. They don't taste bad, so I guess I'm going to keep eating.
Yeah.
But this wafer, my wife and daughter bought it. They went to the grocery store to get some snacks, and then they came back in the car and they're like, "We got some new wafers to try." I'm like, "All right," and these are watermelon flavored wafers. It looks like I don't know, watermelon gum candy. Like it's got the green pink layers, and I'm like, okay. And so I tried it. We tried it all at the same time.
Okay.
And it was very disconcerting because it tasted like watermelon gum, but then it dissolved in your mouth. So it's like
you swallowed it. You're like, was I supposed to swallow that?
Yeah. Was I supposed to keep chewing? There's nothing to chew. It's goo in my mouth. So.
Oh.
And so that was an interesting experience, I have to say. Are there some things like you eat and the flavor doesn't lend itself to
like bacon,
texture?
Bacon soda, like that's no good. Like
bacon soda?
Yeah, bacon like.
Oh, because you expect it to taste like bacon?
Yeah, and it tastes like trash.
Wait, you saying bacon soda or baking soda?
Bacon, like sizzling bacon, breakfast bacon from.
But it's a drink.
And it's a drink, yeah. So.
Whoa, I haven't had that. Is that?
All right, so. Spoilers, you're coming to the States here next month, right?
Spoilers, I am.
So let's make a trip, and I'll let you try some bacon soda. Not baking soda. I'm not.
I totally thought you were saying baking soda. I'm like, oh, that's a weird. What? All right, I'm just gonna go with it, Patrick. I trust you.
Do you?
You just sprinkled some baking soda in your mouth. It's so weird. It just doesn't tace right. I'm like, you're not supposed to eat that,
Patrick. Someone trusts me, I take advantage of it.
Yeah. Okay, that's good to know. I already knew that, so I already experienced that when you came to visit me here. Oh man, bacon soda.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bacon soda. That's a thing. Like you just go to the
There's
store
like
and you can be like
bubblegum soda, like jalapeno.
No, I've had bubblegum soda. Yeah.
Jalapeno
bacon
soda.
You
want some of that?
I'd try anything.
All right. Will you?
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
there's a place called Jungle Gyms. And it's an international,
you told me about Jungle Gyms.
It's an international market, and they have all kinds of food from all over the world there. So if you want something, it's probably there.
Count me
in. If
in.
you want an ostrich egg, you can find it there.
Well, okay. We've talked about this before because you were supposed to buy an ostrich egg with Claire.
It's $70. I'm not going to buy an ostrich egg for $70.
Dude, You've spent $70 in worse ways than buying an ostrich egg.
I mean, I spent money on the game The Quiet Man, so I mean,
yeah,
some things you just throw down the drain.
You cannot diss the
I tell you what,
I
spent $20 on The Quiet Man, and I'm still talking to about it this day. I wonder if it was
worth it.
Actual bad game.
It was. Actually, it was so bad it was good, because I remember you muted it, or no, you didn't mute it. You didn't have to. It was a Quiet Man. You couldn't hear what they were saying, and then you were ad-libbing for them.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that was the best part.
That was the best part. What a fun game. Mm-hmm. What a fun game. Speaking of fun games.
Yeah.
Segue. A joiner of ours went to a fun game theme park. Their Super Mario World in Japan. Lord Zukor himself had this to say. Just got home from Japan yesterday. We went to spend time with my bro-in-laws and hold the baby niece. But it mostly ended up being a hardcore tourism trip. I mean, how could you not? Being in Japan, you don't just be like, let's stay at home and visit together. Yeah, right. You're going out.
Sightseeing.
On the streets. He said, I went to Super Mario World in Japan, and it was awesome. I checked throwing up at 30,000 feet off my bingo card on the way home.
Oh.
And so that was a long flight. I'm back at work today and getting back into the swing of things. He wants to know, he has a question for us, not just an update.
All right.
What country that you haven't been to do you want to visit? Patrick, go.
I've been wanting to go to Australia.
Mm-hmm.
I love the accents, and to be around all of those, just all of them, all of them speaking that like that. It's also like, I don't know where to go though, because it's like huge. It's a continent. It's not just a country.
It is. I've heard that. It is a continent. Would you think it would be hard to talk in a normal voice? Like, would you find yourself like being like, "Good day, mate"? Like to start like.
I would probably go through like YouTube and learn how to do that accent. So when I
speak Australian,
exactly. I'm sure there's a YouTube video out there. Right?
Good day, brother. Yeah. Oh, I can tell you there are YouTube videos galore of how to speak like an Australian.
Yeah.
I've definitely watched them a few times. For me, the country that I'd like to go to that I've never been is probably like Greece, Mediterranean area. I would love to just go to all over it, like seeing all
beautiful vistas there,
the Greek vistas and the ruins, and like there is some, I think, at least from the pictures I've seen, some of the bluest water you'll ever see in your life, and just the color. The whole color display that they have going on with like the really white buildings and everything looks super, super rad, and just definitely want to check that out someday.
Yeah.
Oh, he also wished us a happy mustache day. Oh, happy mustache May. Is the whole month of May mustaches? Happy mustache May? Is that a thing?
Mark?
Or
Where's Mark?
Where's Mark? Oh, we need a Mark fact. I think Lord Zukor just said that because he has a mustache, and it's an alliteration.
I mean, any excuse to have a mustache.
Oh yeah, Mustache March. When it's my when it's my birth month, I'm gonna just make it Mustache March.
You should.
I should
next year.
Yep.
Put a pin in it now and take it out in March of next year.
All right, I'm putting a pin in that. You got it. One more.
Yeah.
Joiner.
Okay.
Wants to say something to us, I think. Let me double check here. Hold on. Yes, double checking. Yep, one more. And it's just a question from ye old Travis the Joiner. He didn't want to give us an update. Thanks for holding out on us, Travis Popsicle. He says, what are you allergic to, and what does it do to your face?
I'm allergic to a couple things here.
Yeah, have you heard the stories?
I'm allergic to outside. There's
make you bubble boy.
Yeah, so no, in springtime when the flowers bloom, like my allergies are insane,
flaring up.
So yeah, but that and cat hair. I am allergic to cat. I like cats.
You're a cat fan?
I'm a cat fan, and when there's a cat around, I mean, I have to go try to pet it, play with it, whatever. But when I do that, I immediately have to wash my hands. Like I have to be very, very careful not to touch my face. Otherwise, I'm going to be done for the next 12 hours.
You're one of the few people that I know that don't allow their allergy to a cat to ruin their joy of their liking of the cat. That's interesting.
We had a cat for 10 years.
Oh, that's true. You did.
House.
You just
so I was like,
grinned and bared it,
right? And so like I just like cats, and I'm not gonna let that stop the allergies stop me. So I just take allergy pills and things like that. So just to keep it away. Yeah. What about you? What kind of allergies, allergicness do you have? Do you have like the old Hitch face blow up? Like I don't have that blow up. I just my eyes itch and my nose runs. Nothing else happens to my face.
Do cold sores count? Cold sores?
Are you allergic to cold sores?
I don't know. That's the only thing that really happens to my face. That's not like.
Oh, that's what happens to you
when I get a cold. I get a cold sore. Is that how that works?
I think it's cold sores.
It makes sense to me.
Cold sores happen when you forget to brush your teeth for 3 days.
Oh, well, that's not true because I've done that lots of times. And
Mark's not here to Mark fact it, so
that's true. All right, it's a fact. No, I'm not allergic to anything. Not to rub it in, but actually, you know what's weird? Last week, speaking of not being allergic, but people thinking you're allergic. Last week, after I taught, so every day I have a Bible class that I teach, sometimes to 7th grade, sometimes to 10th grade. And in my 10th grade class, it's like the very first class in the morning, which is nice because I start the day hanging out with my 10th graders. I really enjoy them. You know, we pray together, tell them a dad joke. Right now we're talking about the transition from King Saul to King David. So we're jumping into like some of my favorite stories and my favorite Bible character, King David. And after one of my classes last week, all of a sudden I just got this huge, like just really sharp pain behind my right eyeball, like a migraine headache kind of deal, just like super concentrated though in the eye region. And my right eye started to water and my nose started to snot up, for lack of a better word.
It snotted up or started running?
I guess it started running. I mean, that's the same thing. Snot up.
Snot up?
Is that what the kids say? They don't say snot up?
Snot out?
Snot out?
What's snot up? I've never heard that before.
I just made it up.
Stop up? Snot up sounds like it's like not running. It sounds like you got
that's
like
fair. I take it back.
All right.
My eyes started watering and my nose started running.
Okay.
So is that better?
Yeah, it is. I can visualize it.
And my eye got red, and I went to my buddy Guy, who's an art teacher, and he's like, "Are you okay? Maybe you should go to the hospital," because it was only on my right side, the pain, the eye watering. And I went to the nurse, and she was like, "Take some Advil and then go rest. And if it's not better in an hour, go to the ER." I'm like, "Okay." So I went to one of my bosses and was like, "I feel awful, and I'm gonna take some medicine. Can I go?" And she's like, "How far away do you live?" I'm like, 8 minutes. She's like, "Go home and take a nap. Come back after lunch." I'm like, "Okay, you don't have to tell me twice." So I went home, took a nap, and I woke up and I was fine. I haven't.
Oh wow, nice.
Happened since. It was weird. It was so weird. So
keep an eye on that.
That's the closest, but I say all that to say, while the nurse was talking to me, she's like, "Are you allergic? Maybe you need to take some allergy pills. I got some allergy pills here. You can take this." And I'm like, "I'm not allergic to anything." And they're like, "You never know. You could be." I'm like,
it's just, maybe you get to a point in your age, just like onions start tasting good. Maybe you start getting allergies.
Hey, that's
some sorts.
That's possible. I'm waiting for it to happen.
Maybe there was a mosquito that got you.
Stung me.
Yeah.
Right in the brain. Hate when that happens.
I know, you can't get that racket in there. It's just rough.
No, you can't. It's really, once it gets in there, and it just, the rackets are just too big.
Yep.
Besides that, I think that's all I got.
All right.
And that's all we got from the joiners. So
thank you, joiners.
I covered all of our bases.
Is that a baseball reference?
Are there bases in any other sports?
Tag.
That has a base. Or do you play tag with multiple bases?
I don't know. It depends on how big it is. How big your area.
The base or the kids?
How big? No.
Like if there's fat kids, little kids.
He's taking up the whole base.
Yeah, we need a bigger base. There's no room for any of us.
All right.
All right.
All right.
So what do I do next? Do I just transition? I don't want to. What else do you want to talk about? What else can we talk about?
What else can we talk about?
I mean, we got the time. I mean, we don't have, Ronnie update, Marc update. So what's
I don't know. I can take a look. I can take a look at my photos.
Look at your photos. What do you got going on? Let's spin the wheel of mayhem.
No. Nope. I've already talked about everything on my photos, and I didn't even look at them. So,
oh my gosh, really?
I am so sorry. I can just start pulling up TikTok and just looking at that while we're here,
Let's just pull up TikTok and start commenting on it. In today's news,
you know what? I do want to say something about
say it.
about
Don't
our
spray
podcast.
it.
About our podcast, though.
Ooh,
so
shout out to a podcast. Which one?
So our podcast.
Oh wait, you're plugging our podcast?
I just want to talk about some of the numbers that we've been seeing.
Ooh, it's
lately.
number time.
Yeah, so
Okay.
We've been growing every single year, and this year is astronomical. How great we've been doing. We've already done better than 2018, 2019, and 2020. We are just about to beat 2021's numbers, and we're only in May. And at this rate, we're going to beat 2022's numbers by summertime.
Really? I don't understand it. I'll be honest.
I don't understand.
I feel like there's somebody, like, how Chris was pumping his numbers for Final Fantasy VII spoiler cast.
But that's
like, is Chris out there? He's got like 8 devices, and he's like constantly running our episodes. Like,
I know once you play it, I don't think it counts.
It doesn't. Yeah, that's what I've heard. But I don't know how that stuff works.
But. So one of our episodes was last month. It already shot up to our in the top 5 of all time, which is really, really cool to see. And we're doing some good numbers, and it's really exciting to see.
Yeah,
like where all they're coming from, and where they're all at, and it's just really, really neat.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. If you're still listening, and you're one of those people that have been pumping up our numbers, thank you so much, and reach out.
And if you haven't,
we want to hear from you.
And if you haven't rated our podcast and wrote a review on Apple Podcasts,
Spotify,
please do so. It continues. It helps us grow. It's one of those, like, we start to get up on other searches and things like that. People are rating us on Spotify. People are rating us on Podchaser. Maybe not a review, but they're giving stars, they're giving likes and things like that.
We take them.
It's
exclamation marks.
Really cool to see.
Yeah. So, all you got to do, linktree.com/the GMG pod. It's in the show notes, or you can type it out with your fingers or your toes, depending on the type of typer you are.
Yeah, I mean, you could be very
or your thumbs.
dexterous.
Speaking of typing with your thumbs, so the other day I was substitute teaching for an English teacher, and we were in the computer lab, and I kid you not, a kid was typing on the computer with his thumbs only.
I can't move my arms like that.
He was holding the keyboard on the edges with his fingers, and he was using it almost like a phone keyboard. Like hitting it with his thumbs. I'm like, what are you doing?
Whoa!
Stop it!
It's like, that's the little way he grabbed. Is he using it like this?
Yeah, turning the keyboard sideways and like turning his head. No, he wasn't doing it like that. But he was like he turned his wrists and was just jamming his thumbs into the keyboard. And I'm like, that's worse than like finger pecking. Like when you just do one finger on each side and.
You see something like that, that's what you see in like horror movies. Like, oh, he's the
future
killer.
Serial killer. Yep, pretty much. That's crazy. I thought it was crazy. So we gotta get it. We gotta pull it together, kids. Come on, learn how to type. Use the 10 fingers that God gave you, or the 4 fingers and the 8 fingers and 2 thumbs that God gave you. Yep. Use all 5 of them, 10 of them. Dang it, I keep forgetting to double it. Okay. With that, wait, I had one more thing I wanted to say. What was it? Yeah. Oh, no, never mind. Maybe I'll talk about it next week. I don't know.
That sounds good.
I had a fortune cookie the other day. That's all I want to say.
Oh.
Fortune cookies are fun. But it was in Portuguese, and it made sense, but I don't know. They're just, yeah. Fortunes in Portuguese aren't as fun as fortunes in English.
I love this story.
Yeah, another good story. I'm glad
yeah.
You want me to keep going with it? So I didn't open one, but I opened 2 fortune cookies.
Are fortune cookies, do they taste the same in Brazil as they do in the
It
States?
was a little different. It had a different flavor to it.
Watermelon flavor?
No, it wasn't watermelon flavored. I don't know how to describe what the flavor was like, but this is different. It tasted like the Southern Hemisphere. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't like it. Was there juice inside? Because that's the only
That would have been cool. No, it didn't. I don't know.
One of those juicy fruits, just like
I can't. Yeah, like a gobstopper. Gushers. That's what it was. Like gobstoppers. That's Willy Wonka. Okay. With that being said, with that randomness that makes no sense, that's when you know it's time to
shut it down.
Pull the plug, shut it down. Lucas isn't making any sense, and it's not even close to midnight. This is real me. This is real me. This is not like unfiltered me. We also have a Patreon or merch page for those of you who are the giving type. If you don't want to toss a coin or attention our way, Patrick already said it. Rate and review us. We'd appreciate it. Or let your voice be heard at 929 GMG Guys. There's also some Twitch streaming going on with Tom Polland. So check him out, along with our other joiners who post. Humar Whittle. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head, so I better stop before I misname someone. I think the Gamer Parents podcast, they do some streaming.
They do streaming every Tuesday night.
Every Tuesday night. Be
9:30 Central, I believe.
Be there or be square.
Yeah.
Or be triangle.
Yeah. Rhombus.
Yeah. Or quadrilateral.
Quasi-lateral.
Like Quasimodo? Like, does it speak French?
Yeah. Why wouldn't it?
Just get in there in the chat and be like, bonjour. Okay.
All of your joiner Earl and Iffle updates next week need to be in French. If you're still listening, all
Google
of it
translate it to French. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's expand it. Why don't we expand it to all the languages?
All languages. And
pick a language, and you win.
And then we'll figure it out. We'll have to figure it out.
We'll read it, and then we'll try to see what it is. That's a great idea.
That's a game we have to play.
I like where your head's at. So if you made it this far, we're going to know you're a true joiner when you do your update and your question next week in another language.
Yes.
Should I close it off?
I mean, we're coming up with some bangers right now.
I know. So. I kind of want to let it linger. Like, see what else comes. No, we better stop there while we're ahead.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
A voicemail in a different language.
We already just said that. Don't say it again.
No,
you're gonna.
No.
You sound like you're begging.
What? No. If you don't want, if you can't write it out, just speak it.
Ooh, yeah.
Leave a voicemail.
Okay. All right. 929 GMG Guys.
No English responses next week.
No, we don't understand. No speak English.
No hablo inglés.
That's right. We only do other languages. Alrighty then. Patrick and the ghost of Ronald Johansson and Carcass Butcher, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners. Go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.